Perfect.
Jolly good.
Welcome to it's going to be the final team call this year because there's so much going on with people. So we do appreciate people have got family things happening and lots of things, kind of going
Saturday is Christmas Eve.
I don't know.
Is it?
I've lost count.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere
Yes.
close to Christmas.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's pretty close to Christmas. So
It's
we just
Christmas
have
Eve.
to. Yeah, so we do have to appreciate the fact that people have got things going on and lots of things going on here too for us as well. So what we wanted to cover today was
Is present.
All right. Okay. Sorry.
Let's
Excuse my sidekick.
Yeah, I'm his, by the way.
He's here. He's here. He's just sitting off camera or not on his camera.
We're sharing the same table, but on different systems because we're going to share different things.
But it was really wanting to know. We have some big goals. Oh, it's a bit cold where you are today, Ruth. Obviously, a bit chilly.
A bit like me. I've got my fleece on.
It's just lighting the fire.
Oh right. One of the things we want to know. Oh, all right. Yeah, we know it's warm in Spain.
It's bloody hot.
Yeah, you've had the hottest December, haven't you? Really,
We have.
29 degrees. Lucky you. It's blinking freezing here.
Soundtrack.
Right. So, okay. Yeah, go back into what I was talking about. So we have big plans this coming year, and we didn't achieve what we wanted this year, and a number of reasons. Whatever has gone has gone.
And 2 weeks to go yet.
Oh, true. There's 2 weeks to go. I just don't think somehow we're going to manage that in 2 weeks' time. But it was never say never. But the most important thing is setting that intention. Morning, Kelly. Nice to see you. Setting that intention to actually have some commitment to putting things in place.
Morning, Tomas.
And Tomas is just joining. And so that is one of the things that, it's about people being committing. Now we have to be, so hi Liz, nice to see you. We have to be quite selfish here because we want to achieve things ourselves. And so we can only commit to working with people who are committed to doing things that they're saying that they want to do. And that's about goal setting. And, it's all very well kind of having a goal, but you have to have a plan of action to actually move forward, to actually achieve those things. And for whatever reason, the past is past, as I say. So we didn't achieve what we wanted to achieve this year, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. We can't look back, but we can look forward. We can actually make a difference going forward. And so for us, it was really establishing the fact that we have made a commitment to going Black Crown by October 2024. That seems really strange saying 2024. The reason October is because that is the convention in Stockholm.
No, Oslo.
Oslo, sorry. They've changed it, haven't they? So the Oslo convention, which is our annual Globen convention. And that is really important to have that, because if you have a plan of where you want to be at Globen, then you are able then to have a step-by-step plan to achieve those things. And that's going to take some commitment. That is going to take some commitment. Now, on the director call last week, and in fact, I haven't sent it to any of you, and just because a lot of it was, I wanted to extract one part of it. So if I can do that, I will. If I can't, I will send you the link and give you the time that it comes on. Because Brian Main is a long-term friend of Zinzino. He takes the products and has done for many, many years. And he's a good friend to Orion and Hilda. And he has gifted us a free platform so we can build our goal plans. And some of you have actually done this before, and some of you haven't. So it's I really want to just share, and in fact, I haven't actually put it on here. So let me just share my screen a second. Bear with me. Okay, so
let me pick up the ball and run with this for a little while. We talk about intention, and of course, at the end of the day, all goals are set by intention. So first thing is you've got to create that image of what you want in your life. And the goal mapping system that Brian's put together is extremely good at first of all, the visualization, but secondly, the engagement, the engagement in both sides of the imagination, both the conscious and the subconscious, because ultimately things happen driven by whatever you believe about yourself. So the point about the goal and the intention behind the goal is it sets the scene for the work that needs to be done in order to achieve it. Now, those of you who've known us for a while know that we talk a lot about goals and the way that they come about and the principles involved in the creation of an outcome. And that's inevitably, first of all, people think about the things they'd like to have in their lives, but actually setting the intention to achieve them is the essence of the goal achievement. And what Brian's put together here is a system that helps people to focus in on what it is they want, look at where they are right now, and engage both sides of the personality in achieving the intention. Now, Sue and I are going Black Crown. That's our intention. We've got the basic elements of a Black Crown business already. What we haven't got is the volumes that are going to push it into being yet. That's not because it's not because we haven't been working. Yes, we have. We just haven't quite got the people who are essentially focused on running with us. And one of the things we're saying now is we have to work with those who want to work and achieve goals for themselves. So it's this process of collaboration. Now, I don't know whether any of you have read Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. It's one of the seminal works in the personal development arena, published in 1937. And one of the things he talks about in there is the mastermind. And the mastermind is essentially a group of like-minded people with a common goal. That is what we have with Zinzino, largely. We're all here to help people become and improve their lives in certainly from a physical perspective. And if they're building Zinzino organizations, then potentially from a financial perspective as well. And what he talks about in terms of the mastermind is essentially what we have here. This is our mastermind group. We've all got a common intention in moving forward. And of course, the essence of the mastermind process is that sharing things leads to better outcomes across the whole group, because you pluck in and pull in experience and problem-solving capacity that you might not have yourself. And by doing that, of course, you get shared energy. And shared energy is always greater than the sum of 2 + 2. So the essence of what we're saying here is, if you're intentional about your own goals for 2024, as far as Zinzino is concerned, as far as your personal life is concerned, whatever aspect of your life, Brian's system helps you to clarify that in a way which it enables it to become more focused in terms of the activity that you need in order to bring them about. Now, for us, we've set a goal in relation to Zinzino. It's to go Black Crown by the 30th of September, or maybe the 1st or 2nd day in October, because there'll be some leeway. And September generally is a 200% ECB month, so that's going to help. But we can't guarantee that. And we know that Zinzino also has some huge goals for 2024, because if you remember, the corporate goal is to hit 1 million customers on subscription by the end of 2025. Now, currently it's somewhere between 500,000 and 600,000. So there's 400,000 to find in the next 2 years. So for us to say that we can hit Black Crown, there's clearly no reason why that can't be achieved. We have something on our side from a practical sense, just putting aside the actual goal for a second. The practical changes being engineered within the plan, which we'll come on to in a bit more detail, that come into force in January, place emphasis on certain things, especially the achievement of 25 personal customers. Now, you will always hear me talk about 750 points being silver and qualifying at silver, and silver being the building block of the whole of your organization, because the plan is built around duplicating silvers. So you take a Black Crown business and you divide it by 750, and you get out the number of silvers you've got. You know, and it's something I haven't done, but now I've mentioned it, Sue's going to bash a few keys and tell me if I'm lucky. What I'm saying here is that we're going to build a silver factory this next 9 months as a minimum, because if people can't get to silver and stay there, then they can't teach their own people to get to silver and stay there. And the essence of the duplication is silver at 750, gold is 1500. 2 silvers qualifying in your organization, you're automatically gold. So that's the point, isn't it? It's how do you duplicate the activity? So the first thing the new plan is saying is 25 customers. It's also making it easier for new partners to do that. We'll come on to a bit more detail about that in a minute. So coming back full circle to why I'm talking about this is we're going to run with the runners in the organization, those who've got intentional goals for themselves. And we're going to do that within 90-day runs throughout the year. So starting 1st of January will be a 90-day run to the end of March, January, February, March. And then starting 1st of April will be another 90-day run, April, May, June.
We'll be knackered by the end of it.
and then July, August, and September, which will be the real kickers, will be the ones that we, if we get it all right, which, correction, let me take that word if out of the equation. As we get it right throughout the year, we're going to move progressively towards that Black Crown achievement. Now, there are 3 steps in between us and Black Crown. There's Crown, Royal Crown, and then Black Crown. So for us, it's a ranking up of three levels beyond director. Now, when you look at what that means is it's a doubling of our business as a director to Crown, and then it's a doubling of that business. Actually, it's not, because Royal Crown is a step in between, because it goes from 48,000 to get to Crown to 80,000 to get to Royal Crown. So it's actually less effort. Less. I
love the way he says that.
Not less effort. It's less volume, but it's still nearly another Crown business. So we've got to work with people who want to achieve those levels as well. So when you break it down, to get to Black Crown, we need 2 crowns. We need at least 2 crowns within the organization. So 2 of you as a minimum. Now I know several of you have got the goal to get to Crown. It's how you're going to do that. What are you doing in order to achieve that? And these weekly meetings are going to morph much more into mastermind group meetings to continue to build silvers, rather than us just talking about, what's happened in the previous week and a little bit about the focus on goals and the celebration, which is important, of people's achievements. But it's much more going to be heavily focused on what have you got in your pipeline? Have you got enough in your pipeline? If you haven't got enough in your pipeline, why not? What can we do to help you get that? What efforts have you got that are there to generate the balance between customers and new partners? Because again, the plan says you get paid more up to 100, 30% cash back instead of 10% at 10 if you've got 100 personal customers. Well, that's one side of the plan. The other side, of course, is the duplication to bring forward the activity, the multiplier effect of that activity with partners. So this is a declaration by us that our goals for Black Crown. That means we're going to focus very heavily on making that happen in terms of focusing on the team and the people in the team who are actually going to make that happen as well. This group is the core of that mastermind activity that we will generate that opportunity. There is going to come a point at which we will make this group more exclusive, because the more I've learned, and let's face it, the last 4 years have been a learning curve for us as much as anything else. The more I've learned over the last 4 years, the more I've realized that you've got to run with the runners. And the runners are going to become silvers initially, then they're going to become golds and platinums, executives, platinums and diamonds and so on. So as it starts to accelerate, the challenges become slightly different, because as you reach the diamond level and the platinum level, it then becomes more about teaching and working with the group than necessarily in just generating your own activity.
So we're all going to have to learn, kind of new skills. So, we're going to have to learn new skills as crowns to get people to that next level as well. So everyone has to, kind of be responsible. We can't, unfortunately, do it for you. Not that I'm planning on doing it for you.
So
The one thing I've learned this year in 2023 is I can't rescue everybody, and it has to be a responsibility, kind of for people, that this is their business and that you have to take responsibility for that business. And so as much as I can give you guidance, or we can give you guidance, it's about actually doing the work and the activity to actually produce either volume, help new people on board, etc., and onboarding them in the right way to make sure that you actually accelerate what's happening. And that's going to become very, very important in the new plan, because these first days in their business, it's important that they actually understand what they've got to do. And it's changed. Now, I don't know how many of you were on the call that Kirsten did. If you were not on the call about the new training, comp plan training, couldn't think of the word, comp plan training, which was on Tuesday, Wednesday, wasn't it? Wednesday. You actually can find it in the Facebook group, The Team Support. If you are not already in that group, please reach out to us personally and ask to be put into there, because you have to accept it. And you cannot share it from that group. I can't share that video from that group out externally. So you have to watch it in there. Now, Kirsten is the person who actually formulated this new comp plan, along with the corporate office and one other gentleman, Peter Demore, who's a real numbers man, and it's about maximizing your income opportunity, and he certainly has done that. So it's understanding what you need to achieve and how you can achieve it very quickly. So the reason that we did that call with Kirsten last Wednesday, and please, if you haven't watched it, please watch it this weekend, because you need to have it in your head what you've got to do for the next month. So anyone you bring in January is going to get started on January, especially on January the 11th, when the whole marketing plan changes. You are going to be put in a position then to need to know what they've got to do. And it is going to be step by step. We've got to learn it as well. So, we are no different to you in that respect. So we've actually been over it a couple of times ourselves, and we're still understanding the nuances of it as well.
Let's just talk top down for a bit, because there's a few principles that have changed that make this much more workable for people. The first of which is the shifting of ECB and RCB. Now, what is in the current plan is you don't get RCB until you reach 25 customer subscriptions. That then doubles your income on your 25 customers, on the residual income. So in other words, the existing subscription income, normally if it's a Balance Oil subscription, you get 4 points for that on an every month basis. As soon as you hit 25, it doubles to 8. So you literally double your income overnight. Now, what's happening from the 11th of January is every new partner will have RCB as from day one, regardless of the fact they don't have 25 customers. There's a 4-month window of opportunity to get your 25 customers to maintain RCB beyond the 4-month deadline. So you get twice as much money in RCB terms in the first 4 months than you do. In other words, you're treated as if you've got 25 already. If you then haven't at the end of the 120 days,
then you lose it.
Then you lose your RCB, 100% RCB, until you do achieve the 25. That's the first fundamental change, really positive change. The second one, and probably the most important in the early days, is the ECB, which you also get from day one. Now, you get ECB anyway, but it doubles when you reach X team. That's when you receive 100% extra ECB. Under the current plan, it starts at XT. So 10 customer subscriptions, in other words, then your enrollment credit bonus doubles. Now it's going to be 100% from day one for the 120 days. And this is a really important thing because there's more money for a brand new partner. A lot
Quite
more
considerably more. I mean, you're looking at instead of kind of around, I mean, we're talking in sterling, we're talking about £950, kind of being the average payout if everyone achieves their fast starts in those first 60 days, or €1,100. And obviously those who are in the States, I appreciate we've got people in the States which will be listening to the recording, and it's around about the same as the euros. So about 1,100. Instead, that's going to be around about 1,500 euros. So that's going to make a massive difference to someone initially to know that when they get started, they've got the choice, they've got the chance to make that amount of money and then accelerate what they're doing. I mean, I think that's incredible. I've never known a business that is so giving with their rewards. They're incredible.
I think the thing to bear in mind here is that none of it happens if the work's not being done. You know, people have the opportunity now to hit ECB and RCB relatively quickly because the plan was always engineered to encourage people to do that with the fear of loss, if you like. Because it was saying first 30 days, you've got to get to Smart Bronze. Second 30 days within it, you've got to hit X team. That gives you 100% ECB. And then A team, as soon as possible after that, gives you your 25. And therefore, you've achieved your doubling with RCB. So now the company's saying, we're going to give it to you, but it's again a fear of loss in a sense, but there's a window of potential in terms of the 120 days in which you need to achieve it. So it's a known goal for people coming on board in terms of as long as we're explaining it properly. Now, of course, that means that if people are hitting 25 customers within their first 120 days, that's provable that they can do that. And it's duplicatable from the point of view of new partners of their own they're bringing on. And that's a step towards going silver and continuing to requalify at it. So the point here that we're driving at goes back to the goals and the intention again. It's where are you going to be within 2024? What's your goal for 2024? Understand what it means to get to that goal.
Can I share the screen now? So I'm just going to share the screen. So this is, I put in the chat the link. So it's online.goalmapping.com and then /teams and /1424. I put that in the chat. So if you copy it out of the chat so that you'll be able to access it. And this is for Zinzino. So he's done a completely free platform for us, which is great because he knows how important it is. And he's actually got a number of Zinzino partners who are actually accredited to building his goal mapping as well. So, you know, kind of he knows that it works. So you've got your maps, you've got events, your journal, your to-do list, and all those things here. And Brian's really good. He's English. He's really easy to understand. And he comes from a place of no education. I mean, he said he left school at 13 and he was a gypsy, his family, gypsy family. And he was working the, what do you call them? Not circuses and,
I'll go.
Someone's just arrived.
Yeah, he was.
So he was working. Yeah.
Ready.
Bear with me. Oh God, the dogs are off again. Bear with me. So he's really done that. So you can follow his little YouTube here, which is great. It gives you an indication about what you do, but he's actually then gives you all the resources. So video 1, little videos, which are great, how to create it. And if you watch these, you know, it's all very well kind of saying, oh, that's a really good idea, but you need to watch them, understand it, then create it. So this is kind of giving you your positive thinking. And his whole thing is about having that opportunity to access your left brain, which is your kind of thinking brain, and your right brain, which is your creative brain. And so, you know, you need to blend the two together. And this is why he finds it so much easier to have the visualization. So how to create these visualizations about the things that you want to achieve, but you need the words behind it as well. So you've got the way you can click and do this. You start to create your goal map. So you can create this completely for free, and you can download it. You then can actually share it with your team. Now, this is obviously on an upgrade. If you've got a big team already, then it's worthwhile. You can actually upgrade to do that. And in fact, that's one thing that we are going to. We didn't upgrade the first year. We used it and we showed people how to use it. But it then having that downloadable and being able to print it off for people so you can do it within your teams is really powerful, because again, it's not just about you, it's about helping other people to achieve what they want to achieve as well. So this is how you just go through all these. You can watch all these. So he's done a life map for a leadership example, and this was actually, I think this is the one that he did with, bear with me a second, with Kirsten and Sam. Yes. So this was Kirsten and Sam. So it was just really going through that, where you know, all the balance and everything. And so it's really clever the way that it's been done. And you can download and print those as well. But that's completely free to you. If you wish to upgrade, you can. It's not massively expensive. But it allows you then to do extra things. It allows you to do the to-do list, what you have to do on a monthly basis, your journal. You can set the events, so you can actually put the events in there as well. I think this is fine. Yeah, so this is the gold membership, so you can access that as well through there. But then you actually have the opportunity to take part in his workshops as well, which if it's something that you wish to do, it's really powerful. Really powerful. You can track your progress, check your life balance, whatever's going on. So all these things are incredibly powerful if you use them. Using them is obviously the most important thing. I think we're also, for those of you who are going to be around on the 4th of January, Zinzino have their getting started or kickstart for the year. This is a free event. It's 3 hours. I think in UK it's 5 till 8, and it will be goal setting, and you actually have an opportunity to download a year's plan effectively, which you can find in the tools in your sorry, not in the tools, in the news in your back office. And again, that's completely free for everybody. And so whatever you're doing on the 4th, make sure that you're doing this instead, because if you're serious about your business, then, you know, I want to see every single person's name on that list as the people being there. Because if you're not on there, then you're not serious about it. You know, we've had to change things around because, you know, kind of we had things planned and we don't have them planned now. We've unplanned them. So we now will be on this, and it's 5 till 8, so 3 hours, and it'll be quite intensive. Orion, Hilda, I think Brian Main's probably speaking again, and a number of other people as well. But it's all about having that intention ready, set, and understanding what you got to do. So if you download that annual thing, the annual list and goal sheet, and probably do one of Brian Main's, and you can do that now and start building it between now and New Year, then you're going to be in a better position to actually start and actually go, right, this is what I've got to do. This is how many people I've got to speak to. This is how many people I've got to register. And we know that, you know, Black Crown for us is something like 64 active silvers. That's quite a lot. 64 active silvers within our business. If we have 64 active silvers, we will achieve it. And so we have to become a silver machine, like Nigel was saying. Do you want to share your screen and go through the bits that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to cover a little bit about the new plan, which, by the way, I should also re-emphasize is currently in draft. It's not written in stone, although having said that, I'm sure it will be pretty much as it's outlined so far.
And as Kirsten said on the call on Wednesday, he said we can't uncover those little things that he said will be released on the 11th of January, and he didn't give us any indication. Of course, he knows what they are because he wrote it, but it's very frustrating when you know someone knows the answer to what you're wanting to find out. So I think that's going to be quite an exciting thing when that all just comes to fruition and we see what's actually going to happen, because there's going to be lots more achievement volumes as well happening, and lots of one-time bonuses happening, and new bonuses, completely new bonuses as well. Are you ready yet? Or
nearly.
He's nearly there. I'll just talk amongst yourselves. I hope you're all prepared for Christmas. No, I'm not either. The Christmas trees here. Oh, yeah, Christmas trees here. Very pretty. Big one out here. I shall show you the big one out here. Hang on a minute. Very big one out. Whoops, very big one out here. But it's and we're not at our house, our little cottage. We're at Lauren's house at the moment. So it's yes, all good fun. All good fun. Lots of things. Right, Nigel's just sharing screen now, so you can see that.
Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to talk about some basic terms. Oh, just to correct Sue, it's 174 active silvers, by the way, for Black Crown.
I thought, oh.
No, you were looking at Crown, darling.
That's yes, I'm sorry, Crown. Yes, yeah.
So it's 174 across the two sides of the business to get to.
No pressure.
Which actually isn't very many when you think about it. I mean, genuinely, I'm not being trite about that. I'm actually saying it's not very many people in the great scheme of things.
I think currently we've got 450 or 460 people in our business.
Active partners.
Active partners. So we just have to ensure that each of those have qualified at silver and qualifying at silver. So
yeah. Anyway, so back to the multiple of 25.
Yeah.
Because essentially that's how this is a business works. It's not like every other network out there. I mean, we had when we hit the heights of our New Ways business all those years ago, we had 14,000 partners in the organization, vast majority of whom did not qualify every month. But that's the norm when you look at MLMs across the board. ZinZino is very, very, very different. Active partners have 25 customers, more or less. Plan says that's what they should have, so that's what people do. Anyway, coming on to the new plan, activation rules. And in effect, you can begin with a free plan and still make money, even without any product, as long as the sharing process is going on. And as you can see here from the partner activation qualification, essentially the grace period of 120 days, which is what they're terming it, exists for everyone in order to essentially build that momentum and get someone into the point of realizing and understanding the plan well enough. So what I really want to cover is the part about the fast start, the fast starts themselves in terms of how quickly the bonuses get accumulated. Before I do that, I just want to cover this element of ZinZino for free and the rewards for customers, because I don't think everybody's got their head around the customer offer yet. And the benefits you can offer your customer, because now we're talking about the Zino Cash program. This is ZinZino's loyalty system, if you like, for existing customers. Because while we know that the average lifetime, what does that mean? The number of months that a customer stays with ZinZino on average on subscription is 24 currently. So 2 years of subscription income for a partner. So for everyone you bring on, your 25 customers, you can expect an average lifetime. Now you can value that lifetime. You can value that lifetime on the basis of RCB, 100% of RCB, or the 200% RCB by achieving 25 of them. And it literally doubles. So if you take, I haven't done the maths, but let's just take the maths for it. We'll take 24, multiply it by 4. That's the number for a standard customer, 96 points over the 24 months. You literally double that if you've got 25. So we double that times 2 times 25. That's 4,800 points over the lifetime of those 25 personal customers. Now you bring in someone who does exactly the same thing. There's another 4,800 points for you from their customers, and so on. So you see how it accumulates by it's literally following the way the plan operates. So customer rewards, one of the things that's very simple conceptually for a company to do is to increase customer retention. Therefore, the lifetime value increases by providing incentives for customers to remain and being quite careful about the way the relationship is managed with those customers. That's my original background. The first real job I ever had was in a big computer bureau that specialized in marketing systems. And one of the things we did was we developed systems for people on the basis of essentially 3 metrics: recency, frequency, monetary value. What that means is, how long ago did someone buy? How often do they buy? And what's the value of that offer? Because if you can increase that if you can increase the recency on the numbers of customers then you rapidly increase your bottom line, because it's all marginal gains. So what Zinzino is trying to do with this Zinzino Cash is increase the lifetime value of the customers for us as partners. Now, one of the responsibilities we have is to manage the customers we've got. So if you've got 25 customers of your own, you should be in touch with them, making sure they're comfortable and happy, and trying to upsell all the time. Instead of which Zinzino said, look, we can affect that if we do this in a slightly better way. So we're going to come up with this program, Zino Cash. People essentially don't get a huge amount in the first, let me just increase this. They don't get a huge amount in terms of the rewards in the first 6 months or so, but they certainly do beyond that. System playing up. You seeing? Yeah.
I'm seeing, yeah.
Got rid of it, good. Because I'm not on audio, because otherwise it would clash with Sue's. So I'm talking through hers. So here we are with the customer rewards program. First rewarded level, essentially building up over the 6-month period. They then get their shipping is free, and then beyond that point, which is where it becomes beneficial for Zinzino to do this, from the 7th order onwards, the shipping cost and 10% of the order is essentially accumulated in cash value for the customer to exchange for other products or additional products, etc., within the plan. So there is an incentive. Now, for us, with our personal customers, we should be reminding them of this, even though Zinzino will continue to do that through the automated advice system that essentially it's an email that customers receive. But I don't know about you, but I don't read all my emails. I read the headline, but I don't necessarily drill into the detail. And if I see a message come in from someone that I've already got a subscription with, I don't necessarily read that too much either. Unless, of course, I'm then, if someone calls me and says, you do realize you're now into month 7 and you've got this capacity to have to buy some additional product or to get some additional product because you've been a loyal customer. How do you fancy vitamin D? There's Zinashine, or if they're not on Zinobot, it's a chance to build a conversation and have a conversation and essentially move some more product, keep them longer as a customer. So what I want to cover now, what I just want to jump into, and I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, the Fast Start plan, because these rules are actually quite interesting because they are independent of each other. And this is one of the things that struck me when Kirsten was talking about it. So the first 120 days is your business launch period. Now, we're all bringing on new partners all the time. This is the emphasis we need to give what we teach them, because by their understanding this, and to be honest, pretty much only this, because these are the steps they have to take to get to the next levels, and essentially to getting to silver and qualifying continually at silver. The first 120 days is the emphasis point. Now, this is when we're going to either win with someone or not. My experience is that unless someone's, focused on personal activity within the first 30 days or so, then they tend not to build organizations particularly successfully, because there's not enough focus on the effort, on the detail, and the rewards that come from being focused in that way.
I think it's powerful when you see the rewards coming in. We've said this before. You don't have to do it in 60 days, 90 days, or whatever. But you have that time limit. But you can do it as quickly as you like. The quicker you've done. I mean, there's been a raft of people in this last month who've achieved all of their fast starts inside their first 30 days. So, and that's obviously going to change the earning capacity as of January. But I think that, that first thing that everyone has to aim for, as Nigel was saying, is getting your next month's order for free. So that's 4 customers. That's 4 customers. Now, what they're saying also is going on to Qteam, which is, carry on. Sorry,
I've
interrupted.
Okay. We can talk about Qteam.
No, you talk.
Essentially, it's qualified. Qteam is a simple acronym. It's not an acronym. It's just the indication
brand new
that you
level.
It's a brand new level. Coming back to Qteam in the first 30 days. That's what we're looking at here at step 1, and that's really just essentially getting your first 4 customers, and it gives you the 10% cash bonus and 100 pay points. 100 pay points for getting your first 4 customers. Why? Well, when you think about this, Zinzino needs to prove to a new partner that this works, and because there is a concept in all sales, which is this is typically jargonese from academics, which is post-purchase dissonance. The rest of us would call it buyer's remorse. In other words, people go over, they've done something and they go, have I done the right thing? Did I really want to do that? And the satisfaction of people is getting them over the buyer's remorse process, and that's this. In other words, we're going to go out and share with enough people to get your first 4 customers. Prove it works. That's the point. And so the company's saying, we'll give you 100 points for that, 100 pay points for that. And you are now Qteam in your first 30 days, instead of this, instead of what we were calling smart bronze, which kind of got lost in the fog beyond that. Now Qteam is the basic building block of everything at the end of the day, because you can't go to Qteams, you won't get to silver. So love it, share it, get free product. 4 customer subscriptions, Z for free, still exists, 100 pay points and the fast start bonus, 20 credits and 4 premier kits. There's your 20 credits, you're qualified. Now, the second step in the existing fast start program is 2 partners. Enroll 2 partners. Now, you ordinarily get the 200 credits right now in the current plan. You get 200 credits because there's a 50 credit bonus for doing that. And as it sits at the moment, you're still getting a free test as well. And enrolling 2 in the first 60 days, they're going to change, by the look of it, the additional tweaks where it says to be released. But as long as you're bringing in 2 partners in your first within the 60 days, very similar to the fast silver, then 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and you qualify then for step 2. Independently of step 2, if you don't do step 2, step 3, whilst it's your step 2, still gets paid on. So this is the point. They're independent of each other, but they do actually follow one another if you do it in the classic way, in the right way. So step 3, help your 2 to enroll 2. Now that could be outside the 60 days, could be within the 90 days. But as long as you've done that, then you still qualify for step 3. And again, the bonuses, the specific bonuses are going to be released on the 11th of January. Kirsten's hints were, you'll be very happy.
Yeah. So it's obviously more.
Well, it must be. It must be
more.
Somewhere there's another 400 coming from, because if it's 1100 right now as for the fast starts, and the prediction is it's going to be 1500, then somewhere or another there's another 400 points to come. So that's, I'm guessing, going to be spread between these two, the second, third, and fourth steps, as you see here. Second thing is X Team in 120 days. X Team, what does X Team give you right now? Let me remind you, it's 100% extra ECB.
Plus making sure that your ongoing auto order as a partner is
sufficient,
paid for.
Yeah, exactly right. So these basic steps have not changed in terms of principle. What has changed is that this new partner will be getting RCB on the ones they recruited in the first 30 days, from month third in the second month and onwards. They're going to get 100% RCB, twice as much, in other words, and they're going to get that for the 120 days. As long as they've hit the 125 by the end of the 120 days, then they'll go on getting the 100% RCB. Now, right now, what happens is we say, oh, you've got a year in which to do it. Yeah, you have. You've still got a year to do it to get the refund. But if you do it in the first 25 days, what does that do for Zinzino's business and for their own business?
That's 25 days.
Sorry, it's first 120 days. Do the 25 in the first 120 days, and that accelerates the customer acquisition. So, for example, Sue and our business, I think we actually hit 25 in the last month of the year. After the first,
we,
or thereabouts.
I think it was month 11.
So we were actually quite slow, and we didn't understand the implications of RCB very well at that point. Can you imagine that? The ignorance of it.
Yeah, so we missed out on doubling up and doubling up.
The RCB income. How done is that?
Yeah.
But then that was us. You know, at the time we didn't know the plan very well, and it didn't seem that anybody in our upline knew it all that well either. I'm not being critical, it's just the way things were.
So we've all, there's always been mistakes, and we now learn.
We now know a lot more.
Yeah.
So we're trying to teach you guys, this is the way you get and maximize your income. 25 as soon as possible is the real mantra here. So with someone brand new, part of their list sharing, we're looking at the way the list is, how many people they've got on their list, who's customers potentially, and who's partners. Everyone's a potential customer. Well, 97% of them are, because that's what the balance test tells us. 97% is sufficiently out of balance to be at risk of some non-communicable disease. Anyway, so here we go with the fast starts. It's all geared around this 120-day period. So our job is helping someone understand that this 120 days is what we need to maximize effort in order to get to 25 customers and at least 2 partners, and begin that process of duplication. You've got 2 partners who bring in 2 partners. You're going to qualify at silver, remember. There's the first building block. Remember, building blocks, Lego, 140, whatever it is, to get to crown, black crown. Not many. So let's go quickly on to, and I'm mindful of the fact that we're going to run out of time fairly soon. Actually, I won't do this because it'll take too long and we'll start confusing people. So let me stop that. I'll encourage you to go back and review the
recording from Kirsten, which Kirsten went through very quickly. He speaks like at the speed of sound. But he's the one who's created this, so I have to bow down to him on this respect, because he's the one who's instigated it. But it's a powerful way to increase your income, to increase your productivity, and to see your people who you bring on as partners actually achieving what they want. And that creates loyalty within the business. And I know that people who have achieved their qualifications, that have achieved their refund option after a year and things like that, for when they've had the loyalty refund, they understand that now because they've done it. And that's really quite powerful to be able to pass on to someone else. I think, 2024 will be amazing, but we all need to put some effort in between now and New Year. Don't leave it till New Year's Day when you sit and do, yes, Kelly's raised her hand. Please unmute yourself, Kelly. And
haven't I very well behaved?
You're very well behaved.
The other big thing that Kirsten was saying was that the Z for free auto order is only an oil order, if anybody wasn't on.
Oh yes, good thinking.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that. Yeah. So yeah, that's very true. So you will only be able to get the balance oil products, so either any of the oils or the Ascent capsules as your auto order. You will not be able to add Zinabiotic or whatever onto that. You will have to do that as a customer, which will benefit for you as well.
Yeah, in other words,
So,
you are your own customer.
You are your own customer, which is powerful as
And
well.
that counts towards one of your 25.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get your 10% on it.
And
Happy
if you
days.
build 4 customers,
You'll get more. So
magic number 4.
yeah, absolutely. So we're coming up to an hour at the moment, and kind of do download that. I mean, we were going to print off the compensation plan, and then realised that Lauren has run out of ink almost, so we can't do that at the minute. So have to do it. But you can look at it online. You can enlarge it. But do try and, kind of work through it. Ask questions. If you've got a question, please ask, because far better you ask and we go, not sure about that, I'll ask Kirsten, and go and ask Kirsten. And so we clarify that so that you then understand it yourself. Because if you don't understand it, you won't be able to teach others to do the same. And this is a teaching business. This is a guiding business. I think all in all. So
can I just make one small point, coming back full circle to goals again? This is the time of year to make them, and I know everybody does. They make stuff but here's what happens in January. People set a goal for January, and unless they focus on it continually, then it just doesn't happen, because it's all if you keep it in here on the left side of the head, where essentially where your conscious is saying that's what I want, but you don't drill it into your subconscious in terms of the daily activity, then the goal will remain what it is. It's a thought rather than a reality. So the goal mapping stuff helps to clarify it. I can't express it hard enough about how intentional you must be in order to make the change necessary to bring about what you haven't got. Because as the saying goes, for things to change, we have to change. Otherwise, you go on getting what you've got, because you're not adopting. People don't adopt new habits in order to create real change, and part of that is being clear about what you want. That's what the goal mapping system helps you do, is clarify your thinking. Once you've clarified your thinking, there's an essence or an element of a mechanical process in checking your thinking through the goal mapping system all the time. And if you make that a daily discipline, your own goals clarify. Because you can think you want something, but actually your personality says you don't. So you can say, look, I want to be a billionaire. Well, instantly your existing image of yourself says, no, you don't. Because that's what you've trained yourself to be. So in order to change it, to make it more contiguous with the conscious thought, you have to drill it into the subconscious. That's an imagination process. Neville Goddard wrote an amazing book on imagination as reality, because and Napoleon Hill also talks about imagination as the way to create the reality. There's this essence of that running through all of this personal development, and actually in all goal achievement, it's imagination manifesting reality, and that doesn't happen if you don't focus upon it. Because you can lie in the bath and dream about winning the lottery and all the things it would provide you, but to win the lottery effectively, you have to do the things that bring it about anyway.
Have to buy the ticket.
Yeah.
Don't buy the ticket. We can't. Oh no, missed it again.
You've got the Zinzino ticket. Make it work. Make it work. So this is again, come back to one of the things that motivates people to get into something like Zinzino as a business is the desire for change. not going to get out of what they're doing right now, going on doing what they're doing right now. People recognize that. So they're stuck in a job they don't particularly like with a salary that pays the mortgage and just about covers the bills, then that's not taking them to the financial freedom point they'll dream about when they're in the bath. And that's why so many people gravitate to networking and other side businesses, because it offers the opportunity for change. But that is still only an opportunity if there isn't the work going on into delivering it. So what I'm saying to you is I'm encouraging you to think very hard about what you want, not just about what you want out of Zinzino, what you want out of the rest of your life, the life you've got, the life you'd like to have. And use the goal mapping thing, which for Zinzino Partners is free for one-off, for their own activity, and just bring a bit of clarity.
I like that. Just off to the bath with Brian Main. I love it. Don't get your paper wet. Oh, excellent. Perfect.
Fantastic.
Well done. Well done.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh,
that's
Alexa's
all right.
just decided to kick in
That's
here.
one of the things I don't like about Alexa. It listens to you all the time.
Yes,
What's
listening.
Jeff Bezos doing with what we've said today?
Anyway, listen, happy Christmas to you all. We're here.
Yeah.
We're still working. We're still active, but we might not be as visual as usual. But just if you need us, then just message us. Paul kindly put in the goal mapping link in the WhatsApp chat, and I've also put it on the chat here. So you'll need to copy that beforehand. But it's get onto it. Set aside some time and do it. I'm going to be doing the same as soon as the kids have gone to Lapland. and then we can sit down and start planning what we're doing
No matter
as well.
how hard I think about Father Christmas, somehow it just doesn't quite manifest for me anymore.
Oh,
But he does for the kids.
He does for the kids. Yeah, they manifest
And
it very well.
And the elf on the shelf is getting older by the day. Anyway, listen, guys. All have
Happy
a great
Christmas
time.
to
We
you
don't
all.
speak to you
Paul,
before.
see you Monday at 10 o'clock. Look forward to it, and take care.
Yeah. Have a
Lots
good one.
of love.
Bye.